One of the biggest issues, of course, when it comes to mining is certainly safety and how exactly to go about ensuring that there's less loss of lives and then ultimately less injuries as well in the workplace. And of course, it goes just beyond the mine and goes also to households as well. But we continue to unpack a whole lot of this. Philip Fourie, Executive Head of Safety, Health and Environment at Anglo American, joins us now to perhaps discuss this a whole lot more. Philip, thank you so much for the time. You've called yourselves, or it's called rather, the tripartite alliance. Just for viewers' sake, won't you please explain that? Because this is not the usual tripartite alliance, right? Some of them will think of it as being a political sort of party here.
Yeah, sure. Not at all. Good afternoon, and also to the listeners. Yeah, the tripartite alliance with Anglo American, we started in 2008 already, when we unfortunately had a lot of accidents in Anglo American in South Africa.
Was that with Cynthia Carroll at the helm?
Cynthia Carroll was the CEO at that time.
Yeah.
And Mark Kutufani took over and continued with the nice work that she started, and more. The tripartite alliance consists out of organized labor, the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, and the industry being represented by the National Council for Mining, as well as the Mine Health and Safety Council. And then obviously the leaders of Anglo American as well.
Sure. In getting that whole mix to work, the three of you essentially to work in a way that will certainly help move the agenda forward, how's that been? Because of course some people may say that unions have been fiercely difficult. I guess you could say that was predominantly in wage conversations, whereas this, you are aiming at one goal here.
As you rightly say, it's the same goal. And I think the biggest start in 2008 was to build the relationships. Yeah. To make sure that we've got a very good relationship and trust amongst ourselves, and that we can take it forward. We started to share statistics amongst ourselves, which created more trust. We had an openness and transparentness about it, and we moved forward. And the work that's been tackled since then up till now, the whole collaboration and the knowledge of the three parties all together has really made a big difference in Anglo American safety world.
Yeah, if you don't mind giving us perhaps some stats or so, just with regards to how much fatalities has dropped perhaps over the years. I mean, it's been, as you say, about 11 years now since it started.
Yeah, that's correct. In 2008, when Anglo American started with this process, we had around 40 fatalities a year in South African mines. Sure. This year, 2019, will be the first mine in the first year in the history of Anglo American South African mines that we did not record one fatal at any of our mines.
Fingers crossed. I hope it stays that.
So that's absolutely some good work that was done collaboratively with all the parties. And a lot of hard work in Anglo American as well. There's some other good stuff. For example, our stakeholder engagement work stream has done some good work in terms of road safety. Sure. Where our employees obviously use the South African roads and get injured and killed on the roads. We've done a lot of workshops all over the country to try to involve the people in thinking road safety. Yeah. And we've made some good strides around our communities as well on that.
I can imagine that is the important part also, that it's not just staying in the mines, right? That it's community safety as well. How much engagement are you able to have then with the community at large in the areas in which you mine to ensure that the agenda of the tripartite alliance is also then carried forward?
We do quite a lot of engagements, and one of the work streams is actually taught the tripartite alliance how to engage with people to get the best messages across. Yeah. I think one of the good examples that I can use is that earlier in this year, the tripartite alliance actually visited the Eastern Cape, where a lot of our labor comes from. And we went and looked how they stay, and we also looked at the pensioners to see if they're still healthy and if there's anything that we can help with. And we actually got a lot of out of the visit, and a lot of things that we can do even in the Eastern Cape.
Sure. Philip, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it, making our viewers definitely aware of the tripartite alliance as well, and just the good work you're doing. Good luck as well with the continued operations, and hopefully fatalities continue to be zero indeed. That's Philip Fourie, Executive Head of Safety, Health and Environment at Anglo American.